This big, beautiful bill is really unpopular, and I don't think they're very happy about it. I'm joined today by my friend Adam Mockler, who also just got a haircut. Adam, are you seeing this shit?
Yeah, Elon Musk is back in his self-destructive, or now he wants to destroy Trump's bill phase, and I like it.
Yeah, I kind of forgot about Elon over the past week or so. So it's nice to see that he's still on his Trump warpath. We'll put a tweet up right now on the screen that is Elon shitting on the big, beautiful bill once more. But it's more than just Elon who's not happy about this. A lot of people are unhappy about this. Let's right up here, we'll put a poll that came out recently that showed not only is approval obviously is pretty much zero with Democrats, it's also not very high amongst Republicans. And my question is what did they think was going to happen?
Yeah, so Elon Musk said this is destructive, utterly insane, and it will destroy millions of jobs in America. Now, even beyond that, we can talk about the fact that it strips a lot of social safety nets away from the most vulnerable populations in order to redistribute that money to the richest of the richest. Now, I don't think Donald Trump thought it would be this damn unpopular across the board, but there's been a lot of messaging against it. Democrats have been doing a decent job staying on message. Of course, it helps having Elon Musk leveraging his own platform to then shit on this bill. And overall, Trump is just overstepping very rapidly. He thought he could do anything when he got into office, and now he's doing nothing. Let me just remind you, at this point in Biden's term, he passed two monumental pieces of legislation because he didn't just talk about being a negotiator. He actually knew how to get both sides together. Despite his sleepiness, he was good at bringing the sides together and passing shit. And all of this rant is to say that Trump is not doing anything. This bill is failing, and it's good that it's failing.
Well, it seems like MAGA's plan, of course, to address this unpopularity is, of course, just denying and acting like everybody loves it. A senator from Oklahoma actually came out and did exactly that. I actually hadn't heard of this guy, but let's see what he has to say about the matter.
The bill has become so unpopular in the polling. I haven't seen any of that polling. I know my constituent base in Oklahoma wants this done for the president and get behind or get on past the Biden administration policies and get on to the Trump policies. So I haven't
Look at that dork to his right.
At least that they don't want this done. Everything I've seen, they want this done.
Yeah, I mean, he's just kind of gaslighting right there. The Fox News poll showed that across even red districts, this bill is unpopular. So it seems to be breaking through.
Well, the question then becomes even if it's unpopular, even if people aren't happy about it, are they going to really give any meaningful pushback? Josh Hawley, who's sort of like the Captain Racism of America, he's one of racism's younger, more sprightly avatars. He came out and had some things to say about the big, beautiful bill, but then he proceeded to sort of reinforce the fact that he's not going to have a spine.
Here in Congress, this effort to cut Medicaid, and I think, frankly, my party needs to do some soul searching. If you want to be a working class party, you've got to deliver for working class people. You cannot take away health care from working people. And unless this is changed going forward, that is what will happen in coming years.
So you're voting
I'm going to do
against
everything I can to stop that.
Did he just break from the cult? We've seen Tillis, Rand Paul, and Ron Johnson all come out against this. And keep in mind, Republicans have a thin majority in the Senate. This passed in the House by one single vote. So Trump is having a lot of trouble. When it was about to pass through the House, we saw Trump walking through Congress, walking through the House, begging people basically to vote. And I think we could see something similar. He's getting desperate. He hasn't passed anything whatsoever. And yeah, the big headline is Elon Musk is again coming out trying to tank this bill while Trump is nowhere to be seen. Where is he?
Yeah, I mean, fortunately for Trump in the Senate, he does have his new Republican Senator, John Federman. When the War Powers bill came to the Senate, the one that was introduced by a bipartisan coalition, I might add, all of the Democrats voted to limit Trump's power, and they were joined by Rand Paul, and all of the Republicans voted to let Trump do whatever he wanted, and they were joined by Mr. War himself, John Fetterman. But that's beside the point. What we're looking at right now is a bill that is so big and bloated with shit that's bad for everybody that MAGA world has their shoelaces tied together. And obviously this happens all the time. It happened with the war. It happened with Elon. but it's still important to observe these things and pick apart what exactly they can mean. What I'm seeing here is an issue of there's so much bad stuff in the big beautiful bill. It's hard to message around it because it's so full of damaging things. It's so full of wealth transfer from the poor to the rich and services that the government provides to make people's lives better being cut. It's like, how do you even communicate to your average person who can only think 3 bullet points at a time tops just how devastating this is?
Yeah, and I was thinking, like, in that same vein, I'll answer that question too, but like in that same vein, that's why digital media is kind of sick, because we're able to cover things in a way that mainstream media can't. So even throughout the past month, while we were supposed to be getting distracted by Iran and the Epstein files or this and that, I would always make it a point to say in my videos, don't forget about this bill that Trump is trying to pass. And due to the how rigid some of the mainstream media can be, they stay on their rigid segments and they're not able to talk about the bill. So number one, I think just relentless messaging about the bill over and over and over, but just talking about the daily consequences, like, hey, this will cost the average family this amount per year. I can't remember the exact number, like $2,900 per year, on top of the $2,500 caused by the tariffs per year.
It's
when
like
most
a reverse stimulus check. It's
yeah,
like a de-stimulus check.
most American families don't have $500 to pay for an emergency if an emergency popped up. And Trump's like, you know, due to my hubris, I want you to pay an extra. I'm going to give you a reverse stimulus check here, here, and here. Exactly.
I mean, it's like they could introduce a bill that is literally just give us $10,000 and we are going to burn it. And I feel like a lot of Trump's base would just freak out with excitement. But again, you know, there are people standing up in opposition to this type of thing. But it's like, how do you undo this? Like, once the big, not so beautiful bill goes through, how does the Democratic Party try and undo the mess? Because that's what the next several generations of us paying the price for Trump's presidency is going to be, is legislation being passed, not to move us forward, but to undo the disasters of the past fucking 6 months. So if if you're the Democratic Party right now, you've got the big, beautiful bill going through. What do you do immediately after other than be like, I told you so?
You build off the back of the momentum from the No Kings protests and all the people who are obviously pissed, and you just try to mobilize for the midterms. Because if we can just win back power, and I know that's a shitty answer because it's like, well, we have to wait another year or whatever. But like, I mean, I think that we just message around it relentlessly. And honestly, rather than doing the whole I told you so thing, which sometimes can be very, very satisfying when Trump supporters post these videos about getting fucked by tariffs or whatever, I mean, just like use it as an opportunity to bring new people into the coalition. Be like, hey, I mean, Democrats would not have done this, not have done that. The Trump administration clearly effed you with this bill for the richest of the rich. And then we connect it back to Elon Musk. And here's the thing. The Trump administration has done a lot of corrupt acts between like the crypto dinners, the Qatari jets, but people don't pay attention as much when the economy is still in recovery mode. But if the GDP keeps contracting and if tariffs keep effing up the economy a bunch, then people are going to start paying attention. Like, once the economy is in a recession, people start wondering who's getting rich right now while I'm suffering, right? And then
and it's just interesting because you see Elon coming out about this bill, but it's like, this bill is the exact type of governance that Elon was imposing upon all of us. Like, the big beautiful bill is Musk politics in action.
Yeah, and it also isn't though. Like, it is because it's the exact policy he lobbied for, but he's also pissed off because it adds so much to the deficit, or at least he acts like that's why he's pissed off. So it is very Muskian or Musk-esque or Trumpian or whatever. It's a shit policy. It's terrible. And it doesn't help the American people. It's still this Reagan-esque policy of trickle-down economics. Like, we can make the richest even more rich and that'll trickle down.
I mean, this is literally just pay up economics. Like, Trump's most coherent financial plan as president has been his crypto scheme, which a lot of people don't talk about, despite it being maybe the biggest scam a president has pulled in United States history. Trump's, shitcoin crypto scheme might not be the most atrocious act committed by a president in U.S. history, although I'm sure he's going to rack up a couple of those in the next couple of years.
Yeah.
But in terms of just actual grifting,
yeah,
I think this is probably it. I mean, Trump shitcoin. Melania has a coin too, doesn't she?
Melania coin. You know, I read this New York Times article. It said that like in 1992, Hillary Clinton caused a huge controversy because she was the first lady. And 10 years prior, she made money off of soybean futures. Hillary Clinton in the 80s made $10,000 off of soybean futures. And then when Bill was in the White House, it was this massive controversy for like a year, right? Melania Trump cut a $40 million book deal, which is like 4,000 times as much. Then they made like $1 billion off of crypto and held a crypto dinner. And it all comes at such fucking velocity that it's hard to cover it all.
Also, just this is a side note. I'm pretty sure Melania said that they were using AI for the audiobook. And it's like, Melania's voice is so funny that I kind of just wish I could hear her do it straight up. But I'm always curious, and this is what we'll talk about for the remainder of this video, because I think that we have covered the headline, which is Big Beautiful Bill bad and also not being taken well. And also MAGA's probably just going to run with it. But I want to talk about Melania for 1 second, because I was talking to a 96-year-old psychologist about Melania a couple nights ago. And we were just trying to pick apart the motivation here. And I'm sort of wondering with her, like, how much of this do you think is her just kind of living blissfully unburdened by the consequences of what she is actively a part of? Like, how much of it is, do you think, her just kind of tuning it out and being like, oh, I'm just going to live this luxurious lifestyle, I'm not really going to pay attention to it? And how much, to what degree do you think she knows what's happening, she's in on it, and she maybe knows that she has a little bit of bargaining power, seeing as if she leaves him, it's an actual mess that would actually hit him?
I think there's like a 50% chance she got lobotomized 3 years ago, so she doesn't have to deal with Trump shit anymore. And then a 50% chance she's just like capitalism maxing and trying to make as much money possible before the Trump family grift is over. In all seriousness, it's more likely she just grift maxing, I think.
Yeah, it must just be like every time she is like, okay, I have to get the fuck away from this. I have a son. I need to be a human being. Somebody just sits down with her and just shows a PowerPoint presentation of how much more money she can make if she stays. And it's just them straight up bribing her. But she's got to have some friend who's like, hey, by the way, you could probably get a little bit more if you threaten divorce a few more times. Anyway, everybody, if you are Melania Trump and you're watching this, please leave Donald. Go find somebody nice. Go find a nice man.
And if you're Pete
woman.
Hegseth, please get help. Please.
Yeah, well, I'm sure we'll find out more from him soon, whether it's on purpose or him sending a message he should not send. Everybody, we are Adam Mockler and Cameron Marley Kasky. We just got haircuts. Thanks so much for watching.
Peace out.